Yo, what up, Popcorn? What's going on? What's going on, Scott? Nate the Great, what's going on? Y'all like that? Did y'all like that? It's great. 2B. Michigan Wolverine. It's great. Lobzep says down Brown, baby. Ross said, what do you think about Joe? I think Joe is what we've been missing, is a quarterback that believes in himself so much that in the game doesn't move too fast. And I touched on this yesterday about our quarterback like Shea. Shea's going to make a bonehead play here or there or just do something crazy, stupid, or he was scared to run the ball. Joe has a calming effect. Even when he runs the ball, it's like he's moving at his own pace. So I like that. And Joe's got a rocket. That man has a cannon. When he throws those out routes, you can't see them. Like, you can't see him on TV. Like, you see him throwing the ball. You don't really see where the ball is going while it's in the air. You just see the receiver catch it or not catch it. Once Joe gets more – and every week he's going to get more comfortable. This dude hasn't played, so every week he's going to get more comfortable. Him and Gaddis are going to get more comfortable together, and the sky's the limit for dude. And especially with this offensive line, like as I was watching the game, I thought to myself, now just imagine how good this team could be with Nico stretching the field to where you only got to put it in his radius and he's going to catch it. And Ambry at corner. Like just this team with those two dudes, ain't no telling how good this team could have been. But honestly, I think most of these players next year will be a hell of a team. As long as we get dudes like Aiden to not go pro and, we get most of these dudes to come back. Next year's team could be scary. Let's see. Deontay Ball says, let's just keep it real. Shea did not have an arm. His arm was weak, and he didn't play with confidence. I see y'all quarterback playing with confidence now, which makes our team confident. That's facts. Just like what really impressed me was Joe on some of those throws across the middle, getting the ball over the safety's over the linebacker's hands. And people say accuracy. Joe was pretty accurate. Like those out routes, they were either here or right here. Like most of his throws hit dudes in the chest. He's accurate. Like most of his throws are hitting dudes right in the chest. Like he missed on one deep throw where the dude was really covered. So that really don't matter. That's just almost like a throwaway. And then the one on Giles Jackson where Giles was open and Joe was rolling out to the left. But he tried to make that throw going like this, that way. Like that's a hard throw. But those are the two throws where he just kind of missed. Then you had a couple drops. Like Joe was 68%. Shea was 54% for the season last year. Let's just remember that. Ross Hickson said, what happened to Dax Hill? Dax Hill got poked in the eye or something like that. I'm not sure if he got poked in the eye and he had a stinger or what, but I'm not really sure what's going on. Because Harbaugh keeps everything close to the vest. He's just saying he's getting further evaluated. Todd B says, are you worried Milton can't push ball downfield? Reminds me of Barrett, game manager, but can't keep up with the lead offenses. It's too early to say that, bro. That's his first start. That's his first start. And we don't Gaddis and okay, you got practice. You got practice. And everything you do in practice, it doesn't come into the game. So you can tell that Gaddis and Harbaugh and these boys, they're trying to see what works in game. Who's going to be able to put up yards in game. So that's what you saw. That's why you see everybody getting a carry in the backfield. Chris Evans, Haskins, Corum, Evans. Charbonnet. Everybody's getting a carry. The receivers. He had like 9 receivers get a catch. Henning, Eric All, the running backs, Giles, Sandra Steele. Everybody's getting in because they're trying to see, okay, who are going to be the leaders of the offense? Who is going to be our go-to guys? Because unlike last year, we have a ton of fast, quick dudes that are weapons. So it's going to take probably game 3 or 4 to see, okay, who's our go-to guys. Right now, I believe they're just trying to figure out who those dudes are in game because practice ain't the game. So you're trying to see, okay, let's see who shows up and does something special in the game. So Joe going downfield, I don't see it as a problem right now, especially since we have weapons. We have weapons. So whether you're getting it to the guys in the flats, when you have weapons, you just need to get it to them. Those little throws, it's just an extended running game. Those little throws in the flats to running backs or receivers, it's an extension of the running game. So we will see. We're gonna see who our downfield threat is gonna be and how they're gonna develop that even more. But yesterday, did it seem like a problem yesterday? So this team is growing. It's a young team, so it's not going to be a finished product on game 1. But I like what I saw, definitely. I ain't got no problems with Joe right now. He missed 2 deep. He missed 2 deep throws. We took 2. It's not like neither guy was just wide open where like Giles would have been wide open, but Joe got out of the pocket. Like if he had a second or anticipated it maybe a little bit better, he probably makes that throw, but he got out of the pocket, so he couldn't really make the throw, a good throw. Now, if it gets like Shea in that Alabama game where he missed 5 deep throws, then that's a problem. But 2 throws and neither guy's one of them, the guy wasn't even open. I can't knock him for that. Ross Page did look overwhelmed. He ain't ready. He's not ready to be on the field. And that's going to be a problem. If Dax Hill is actually hurt, if he's hurt, I may try to if this is what I would do. If Dax is hurt, I may move Mike Barrett to safety. And I'm not sure who his backup is at the Viper and play his backup. Like, honestly, if Dax is hurt, I'd probably move Mike Barrett to the safety because he has to be on the field. Barrett is a beast, so I'd probably move him back to safety and either let Ben Summerin or whoever Barrett's backup is play the Viper. Trio City says we've been wanting Barrett on the field for a long time. He was one of our biggest recruiters, like Milton. Barrett is a beast. Dude, if we want to beat OSU, we need a bunch of dudes to play like he played yesterday. Not thinking, but just reacting. Defense, he sees a run to the right or whatever, he's reacting. He's coming on a blitz. And when he came on that blitz, what got me was he hesitated right before because he thought the running back had it. So he went like this and then comes back and explodes on the quarterback. And me and my nephew were watching the game, and we were both surprised at how he hit Tanner Morgan that hard after hesitating like maybe a yard or two right before him. He still got that power back and punished him. That was impressive. He is impressive. And then the wherewithal on the kick return to take it 60. The wherewithal to jump on the fumble when Blake Corum fumbled, he jumped on it. He had a hell of a game. Hell of a game from him. But we need more dudes like him. And they said he had an upset stomach. I saw a video where he was on the field. He threw up on the field. We need more dudes like that. And honestly, I really didn't like what I saw out of Brad Hawkins. I know I touched on this yesterday, but Brad Hawkins, I really don't like what I saw out of him. Not only when he didn't get the edges and let's say a running back or whatever goes around the edge and he gets blocked. He ain't even chasing the play. He's looking for a flag and stuff like that. Chase the play down. Then you worry about the flag. Finish the play. Like Brad Hawkins might be he might be a dude that I'm gonna be on all season because after you just you played all last year. Progress. These dudes have to progress. When dudes don't progress, it's gonna hold us back, y'all. Yeah, Nico was gonna be missed. If we had Nico, this offense would be legit for real. Yeah, Nobel Sports. Nobel Sports says Milton is looking better than Shea Patterson. He has to not throw the ball so hard. I think Joe has to have one of the strongest arms around, and it's probably just so hard. It's probably just so strong. It's hard for him to take something off of it. And certain throws, you're supposed to throw it hard as you can, almost, because it makes it that much. When you throw the ball hard, it makes it hard for the DB or whoever's guarding the man to react to it. So let's say you're playing corner and Joe throws an out route and he throws it kind of high and hard. You can just because you're in position to intercept it is one thing, but you still have to get up and try to jump up and get the ball, which is that makes it even harder. So you can be in position, but you still have to go and make that play. When that ball is coming hard and high, it almost surprises you, like, oh, you know what I mean? So they're like quarterbacks are taught to do that, but some of those throws he does have to take something off of it. But it's gonna be hard to get interceptions against Joe. Like, because the way he throws the ball, it's gonna be hard to break on those balls. Now he might throw into a safety, like a post route or something, and the safety might be able to get it. But like out routes and things like that, it's gonna be hard to pick his balls to get an interception on him. Big Shep says we could get undefeated Michigan versus OSU. It's very possible. And let's look at it. Penn State don't look that good. They lost Hamler. They lost their starting running back, and they lost what's it, Parsons, their top defensive player. He opted out. So we should be able to beat Penn State, which I thought, regardless, even if those dudes were there, I thought we'd beat them this year. Wisconsin might be harder than I thought. I thought when Jack Cohn was out that, okay, you got a freshman in, but this dude looks like he's a beast. And I knew he was highly recruited, but when I saw what he did, I had to look it up again. He was out of the 2019 class, he was the #1 pocket passer. So great. He was the #1 pocket passer. So out of the 2019 class. So we won't get a break with that, but Wisconsin doesn't have a back like Jonathan Taylor, so that helps. So those runs that would have went 60 with Jonathan Taylor, they go for 25. They go for 20. They go for 30. So that's the only good thing. No khakis. It's a new era, y'all. No khakis. Let's see. We need better run defense. That's a fact. And the Viper just really bothers me. It really bothers me, that's the scheme and the way he plays it, because he wants to be so aggressive that you always got these dudes blitzing. And if you blitz and the blitz is coming from the wrong way or and going through the wrong gaps, you will get gashed. And that's what happened a lot last night. When you really just sometimes you need, especially with the linebackers we have, with McGrone and Barrett, you wanna let your front four do the work and let these dudes play sideline to sideline. But you got them running up in the line in the wrong gaps. So it's just I hate the Viper. Like, I really hate that. Like, I like Mike Barrett. I ain't saying that. I like him, but I don't like the Viper. I hate it. I really hate it. Like, if we were to run a base, just a 4-3, I feel like they probably wouldn't have had as many yards rushing. They probably would have had maybe 100, maybe. Because you let your D-line, your D tackles take on those blocks, and then your linebackers are free to roam and make tackles. Instead of just blitzing. Oh, we blitzing this way. Guess what? He went that way. It's just like, bro, you don't have to do – you're not at Boston College. You're at Michigan. We don't have to blitz all the time. We don't have to do that, bro. Like, you're at Michigan. We have recruits that can do their job. Let's see. 23 Dead Tails. Appreciate the $5 super chat. He says Don Brown had defensive tackles crossing on the goal line and Minnesota ran off them. They wasn't going to pass on the dang goal line. Really, Don Brown? Exactly. Like, Don Brown does some stuff that makes you scratch your head. Like, what are you doing? I think it was a first down. I'm not sure if they got a tackle for loss or it was a penalty. And Minnesota is 2nd and 15. And instead of just sitting back in a zone, letting them get about 5 yards, 6 yards, and then ending up 3rd and 9, he blitzes and they pick it up. Because we blitzed. Then the areas that the linebackers should have been was vacated because they blitzed. Minnesota throws the ball right to that area, and we go from 2nd and 15 to 1st down. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Think about the situation more. Like, he just wants to blitz so bad. Like, he can't even help it. Like, bro, they're in 2nd and 15. Play a zone. Let them get something underneath for 5 to 7 yards. Now they're in 3rd and long. Now you can blitz again if you want to. You just want to blitz so bad you ain't even thinking about the down. It's 2nd and 15. Why are you blitzing? Why are you blitzing on 2nd and 15, bro? It don't make no sense. Shemaya says, I like delayed blitzes better than traditional. I like delayed blitzes because the offensive line and the running backs, the blocking thinks they've picked up everybody, and then all of a sudden here comes somebody free, basically picking the free gap or coming around the edge if it's open. So I like delayed blitz as well. We got 50 people in here. Y'all hit the like button. I ain't got Lulu in here today. Y'all got to hit the like. Hit the like, man. Simp Folio says, get our big D tackles in there. Let the Hogs play. Exactly. I want to see lineups with either Jeter and Chris Hinton or Mozzie Smith and Chris Hinton, Mozzie Smith and Jeter. I want to see those big boys in there. Like, I know Kemp has been on the team and he's probably a captain and everything, but he's undersized. And this is the Big Ten. If he ain't undersized and doing and I saw him once yesterday. He flashed off my screen twice. He jumped the snap and got in the backfield, made a hell of a play. But I don't see that consistently enough for him to not put them other big boys in the game because just their size is going to help them. He's an undersized D tackle. Put them 300 pounders in there and even it out some because Kwity Paye is already undersized. So you got Kwity, Kemp, they're both undersized. You want to have dudes that can match up with these 330-pound offensive linemen and take up those blocks to free up our linebackers. Trio City says, what up, Trio? Kemp trying to get drafted at the expense of our record. Yeah, you got that right. That boy Blake was moving on that first run. I told y'all Blake Corum was a beast. I knew he was gonna be a beast. If you haven't seen, go see some of Blake Corum's off-season workouts. When you work out like that, it translates. When you're doing stuff that he was doing, he's doing squat cleans or what do you call them? Is that what you call them? I'm not sure, but he's carrying about 150, 200 and some pounds up a hill, going down to one knee. I forget what you call that exact exercise, but he's doing that going up a hill. I'm like, oh yeah, he's doing this in his backyard. So when you got a player putting in work like that, like I'm at home in my backyard working out like it's my job. Like this is what I do. Going up a hill with about 200, 250 pounds. Oh yeah, he gonna be ready. And you see, explosive. We got some talent. And this is what I was trying to tell Minnesota fans, and because I was on a bunch of pages arguing with Minnesota fans because they seem to think college is like the NFL or something. We beat Auburn last year. We beat Penn State last year. Last year is last year. Y'all lost half of y'all defense to the NFL. You lost a NFL wide receiver. He's in the NFL now. Your running back, he's in the NFL now. Like, y'all lost too much NFL talent, especially on defense. They lost like their top six leading tacklers on defense. Y'all not the same team as last year. Like we lost talent, but the talent that we lost, we replaced it with dudes with higher upsides. Like these dudes got in the NFL, but they're 6th-round picks. They might have made the team, might not. But the dudes that we have replacing them, like Dax, you got Dax Hill, freak of nature type of dude, replacing Metellus. Khaleke Hudson, who I feel like almost regressed by his senior year, replaced by Mike Barrett. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a difference. Jordan Glasgow, replaced by our old middle linebacker that has started before, Josh Ross. So the only people that we lost that we couldn't really replace with players that have already played was cornerback, because Ambry left. Thanks Ambry. We didn't expect him to leave. He opted out. So besides that, we had talent in place. In receivers, we lost possession receivers and gained receivers that are made for this offense. Quick, fast dudes. Just give it to them. Get it to them in the flat. Let them go to work. 10 yards. Get it to them in the flat. Let them go to work. 5, 6 yards. Just that easy. And now we got Joe, Big Joe. That's a luxury right there to have Big Joe back there. QB sneak, QB power. 5 yard, first down, touchdown, around the edge. I'm too big. Joe's gonna get more, and he's gonna get more comfortable with seeing what he can do in game. When he really just understands, like when he went around the edge on the one play, I thought he was gonna stiff arm that dude. When he really understands how big and strong and fast he is, he's gonna start killing teams. I don't think he understands it yet. I think he's trying not to. I don't want to do too much. But when he gets really comfortable and confident, and Harbaugh starts telling him, "You can do this, you can do," he's gonna start killing teams. Because when he gets around that edge and does, I start seeing Vince Young. Brian R says, Hinton look huge. Same with Jeter. Yes, sir. Cool Moet says, I think Nico made a mistake opting out this year. He probably did, because this offense is going to click. It's going to click more. Like, we're going to be eating up yardage. You just got so many all these plays into the flat. Now you fake one, you got Nico going downfield. Like, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And when Joe throws it, he's putting it pretty much on the money most of the time. Besides some of those deep throws, those 2 deep throws, everything else was pretty much on the money. Like, Joe should have been 70% last night. But he had a couple drops. But besides that, like, dude should have been 70%. Yeah, he's got a cannon. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even understand. I mean, Ambry probably, with most of these guys, I believe they took some money from the agent and probably don't want to give it back, or probably spent it and can't get it back. And so Ambry especially should have came back. Like, bro, you a small DB. You didn't prove that much last year. You needed this year to really raise your stock. And this is the thing. Last night is a money game. Last night is a money game, especially for corners. Like, Ambry would have been matched up on Bateman, an NFL receiver. That's an NFL receiver, Bateman. He will be in the NFL, probably 1st-round pick. He's that type of dude. So Ambry come out and play him tight, play him well. He wins some of the battles. Bateman might win some. You just made yourself some money. Your stock is going up. Just like last night. I hate it. I love it, but I hate it. Aiden made himself some money. Quiddy Pay also. Quiddy Pay, Aiden, they done made themselves some money. Because Aiden, I was just watching him. If he's getting pressures, he didn't get all the way there, but he's getting pressures, making the quarterback leave the pocket. And the bull rush, that bull rush, I'm like, this dude just bullied an offensive lineman 7-8 yards back into the quarterback's face. Like, here, is this yours? Is this yours? Take him. Is this your man's? He's just bullying this dude. I'm like, okay, Aiden is. And I already thought Aiden is going to be a first-round pick. Hopefully he stays one more year. But his stock is going to be through the roof by the end of this year. Aiden's stock is going to be through the roof. Quiddy Pay, he already kind of has that buzz because he's so fast. But Aiden is going to be a dude like that. He's going to be a good player, whether in the run or the pass. Like, he's just going to make plays. Trill City says, if Ambry got hurt, that would be devastating. That's true. I mean, injuries is always there, though, bro. So let's say we didn't have the epidemic. He would have played. So injuries, you know what I'm saying? He would have played if it wasn't the epidemic. Hey, Green can cover. He makes plays on the balls. Hopefully he can catch. He can start picking those off. RC says that Matt Blue was fired. Can we get a winged helmet with the Minnesota gold? Food for thought. It's got to be some type of beige and blue. Those gold helmets were fire. I like that. Trill City, you say, I'm happy Nico opened the door for Wilson. Like, I don't have a problem with the young dudes getting a chance, bro. But the thing that I think about college football is when you have certain players, you have to maximize it that year. It's not like you don't get the chance to, okay, next year when you have certain players, because you don't know who's going to go pro or, what's going to happen. So you have to, like 2016, team full of talent, seniors, juniors. Now, the year we didn't maximize it and get it done, we lose, 11 dudes to the draft. We lose Peppers, all them dudes, Wormley, just a ton of talent. And then we try to get back to that point. You know what I'm saying? So when you get – just like LSU last year. LSU had a team full of NFL players, and they maximized it. You see what they're doing this year? You got to maximize when you get those players and you have them. So I feel like if we had Nico and Ambry, we might have been able to, dare I say, beat OSU. We got a chance. You need those older players if you want to maximize your season. Aiden and Pay are like Winovich and Gary. They might be better than them, bro, honestly. Did you see Ben at the start of the game where he pushed the guy in the line of scrimmage marker? Yeah, I saw that, and I was hot at first, but he made up for it. He made up for it the next drive, and he was creating holes and blocks. And let me clap for Jim Harbaugh and Gaddis for letting this dude do what he does well. I don't need him at trying to trying to do too much or y'all trying to put him on defense. This man is a great blocker. Let him block. Don't do too much. Okay. Now fake it to him or fake it and throw it to him. Let him do what he does well. Everybody needs to do what they do well. Nobody needs to be doing something that they don't do well. Oh, let me take a great fullback and turn him into a below average D tackle. How does that make sense? Y'all was just having, I don't know what y'all were thinking. So you telling me you'd rather play him than put in Chris Hinton and Mozzie Smith? That don't make sense. He ain't better than them at D tackle. It's just like you taking one of them and trying to move him to fullback when you have a good fullback. It don't make sense. Let these dudes do what they do best. That's true, bro. But I feel like we would have beat. I feel like we would beat Penn State regardless. Honestly, I feel like Penn State ain't that good, even with Micah. Like this year, and this is why I say that, Trio. This year, I feel like we have a chance to go into OSU undefeated. Undefeated, yeah, I said it. To go to play Ohio State undefeated. And with that being said, if we go into their undefeated, and especially if we had Nico and Ambry, especially. So and this is why I say this. If we go into OSU undefeated, get blown out. That's what I'm trying to. That's my madness. Is if we stay undefeated and maybe lose to OSU and it's close, we can still make the playoff. That's all I care about is making the playoff, y'all. But the Big 12 is horrible. They're not getting a team in the playoff. So that opens up a spot for another SEC team or another Big 10 team. Maybe the Pac-12, but who knows? They ain't even played no games yet. They ain't even playing. I ain't worried about them. What, Oregon maybe? But that's my madness, bro. I'm trying to think. I think about ways for us to make the Bro, Cincinnati ain't gonna make it through the season undefeated. You know that. They ain't gonna make it undefeated. And if they do, let's say Cincinnati goes undefeated, you think they're gonna put them in the playoff over a one-loss Michigan? Sorry, Cincinnati, y'all ain't getting in. They don't play nobody. They don't play nobody. Prophet May said, "What up, player? We still gonna get stomped." Who you talking about? What do I expect to see from Milton against Sparty next Saturday? More of the same. More of the same. We're gonna try to run it down their throat with all of our running backs and as well with Joe, and more of the same. And I didn't watch any of the Michigan State games, so I don't know exactly how horrible they are on defense. I know they turned it over a ton, but I got to see exactly what was going on in that game to speak a little more educated on it. But we're gonna run the ball down their throat regardless. And if Joe gets going, Harbaugh's gonna probably try to put 50 or 60 up on them. Same way he kept Shea in the game. Now I don't see him keeping Joe in the game if it's a blowout, but I definitely see him trying to run up the score on them. I'm not expecting that game to be close at all next week, y'all. No, I wasn't. Stewie Collins, I wasn't saying Nico was coming back. I was saying if he would have came back, if him and Ambry would have came back, how good could this team have been? Because Nico is Nico is just the ultimate security blanket for a quarterback. Like, you throw it to him, he's either catching it. If it's in his range, he's either catching it or getting the pass interference. Dude is just huge. Robert Dillard, do I miss Shea? Not one bit. Not one bit. I don't miss Shea because Shea almost gave me a heart attack last year. Because just simple stuff in the offense, he acted like he didn't know. Like, he didn't know when there was guys in the flat, when he had a running back or a receiver in the flat wide open. He wouldn't know. And then if he did, he wouldn't even get his body in position to make the throw right. Like, he would just be – I can't stand Shea because my memory is so good, so I can remember the smallest little plays. And then I go back and watch the games over again, and I can just like, bro, do you know the playbook? Like, how do you not know that you have that dude in the flat and you back there doing dumb stuff and all this? When you had a dude in the flat from the beginning, if you would have just got it to him early, he probably would have got like 7-8 yards. But you act like you don't even know he went out there. Watch out for Roman Wilson when Joe gets more comfortable throwing the ball deep. He's not great. He's got great speed and good route running. I see. The player that I didn't see was Cornelius. I didn't see him. Did he have any catches? Or did I see him get maybe one catch? I thought that was Sanders still, I remember. Don't forget about ND. ND got to play Clemson. ND got to play Clemson. You see Milton having 300 passing yards, 3 TDs. I can see that. I could definitely see that against Michigan State. He should have had that this game if it wasn't for the drop, Ronnie falling down. Like, he should have had about 300 yards and 3 TDs and a rushing TD. Rip Serwin, what up, bro? Don Brown can't stop blitzing. We need to run zones. It's a fact. And I believe that was a zone that Josh Ross got the pick interception on. You need to play zone. Like, I don't understand. Like, he just has to play that man. It bothers me when you play man. Like, okay, let's say you playing man and your defense is holding up good. Like, they playing good, but all of a sudden you start getting torched. They start noticing that the receiver is torching your corner off the line. And then they start going at it. So once it gets exploited, you know what I'm going to do instead of having them play face-to-face man, tight man coverage? I'm going to back up 5 yards. I'm going to back up 6 yards so I don't get beat deep. I can let him get these couple yards and make the tackle. Instead, you want to play tight and you get beat deep for 50 and 40, 45, 50 yards. Like, once you get beat a couple times, hey, you don't have to keep playing tight man, bro. You can tell him to back off 5, 6 yards. Give him a cushion. Why do you have to play this tight man defense? You can blitz and still have your cornerback 5, 6 yards off. It's not a problem. It's been done before. Like, I don't understand this, where you just have to play tight man. Like, you don't have to do that, bro. Sam Earl, men ain't nothing. Milton still probably trash. Y'all want him to be trash, bro. You donated $2 just so you can say that Joe was trash. You want him to be trash, bro. And if you're not a Michigan fan, that's fine. You should hope all our players are trash. But if you're a Michigan fan, bro, are you really a fan? That man ain't trash, bro. What I like to watch was the timing. His timing was on point pretty much all night on out routes and everything. His throws are coming in fast and accurate. They're coming in accurately. Way more, dare I say, way more accurate and definitely he throws a better ball. His balls are, when he throws the football, it's spinning tight. It's coming Shea throwing them wobbly ducks. I'm so glad that man is gone and we got a quarterback. He's putting those out routes and stuff on the money. Those are timing routes. When he threw those passes over the middle, the timing was on point on the RPO to Ronnie. Ronnie catches the ball and can run after the catch. He throws that post route to, I'm not sure if it was Henning or Wilson. He throws it over the linebacker's hands. He sees the linebacker. Guess what? He don't care. He knows his arm talent is good enough to make the throw. He throws it over the linebacker, and it hits him. Boom! Hits him right here. He throwing that ball. He for real. He for real. All y'all that was hoping Joe wasn't for real, he's for real. If you don't believe, go back. Just go back and watch the highlights. Go back and watch the highlights of his throws. Most of those balls are hitting dudes in their chest. It's just the truth. I was impressed with those throws, especially those throws across the middle over the linebackers. That's impressive. Baird should have been starting last year over Hudson. That's probably a fact. Definitely. Jelani Davis and Joe Milton played good, but let's see how well he does against MSU. He's probably going to destroy them. He's probably going to destroy them, honestly. Like, I'm not worried at all about the Michigan State game because our offensive line looks for real. Because Joe got pressured maybe once or twice last night. The run game, we ran for like 200 and some yards on big plays. So if we wanted to score 60 on or 70 on them yesterday, we could have. They couldn't stop us. Like, they could not stop us. We could have probably went for it on fourth down a couple times if we just really wanted to, instead of kicking those garbage field goals. Coach Hayes, what up, Coach? My man Joe was on fire. Very happy for him. I was there live for it. The people was looking for you, Johnny, Coach. Where's Johnny O? Hey, I appreciate the love, Coach. And I was just telling him, bro, that work that Joe did put in I was impressed with those out routes. And that's what you saw him working on with Devin. Everything, but I remember seeing videos of him throwing out routes just all day. Out routes, out routes, out routes, out routes. Then what really impressed me with him was some of those late throws when he was rolling out of the pocket on the sideline, and he still put it right here. Impressive. Over the middle, over the linebacker. The linebacker's jumping. He still gets it over him. I like that. That's showing you he has some touch. Dennis Wilson. You say Devin Gardner wasn't a good QB to you. Devin Gardner played behind one of the worst offensive lines in Michigan history. But go to Michigan's record book. Most passing yards in the game, Devin Gardner. Second most passing yards in the game, Devin Gardner. Touchdowns, Devin Gardner. He's all over our record books. Devin was hurt by playing behind horrible offensive line and also playing in different systems, having to learn different systems. But he was a good quarterback, and he would put it all on the line for us. That game he lost against OSU, that was 42-41, which I believe we should have went to overtime, kicked the field goal, kicked the extra point, but we went for 2 and we didn't get it. Guts. You're talking about playing OSU with I think his ankle was broken or sprained or something like that. He's out there limping, still running the ball, still making throws. Hard. You talking about put it all on the line for Michigan? Devin Gardner. Sam Holzinger. Hudson had so many mental lapses last year. That's a fact. And that's why I was telling people that's why I was telling people it was addition by subtraction. The dudes we lost, some of them were entitled, a lot of them were undersized, some of them their ceiling just wasn't high enough. To beat OSU and make playoff and beat playoff teams, you need high caliber players. Players that they can make plays. The game isn't overwhelming for them. Like Shea, I hate to keep bringing him up, but it's just what it is. Shea, he would get overwhelmed. He would get overwhelmed playing garbage teams. Like he just dropping the ball. He just dropped the ball. I just dropped it. Like, you're the quarterback, bro. What are you doing? Like, come on, bro. You're a senior quarterback. But what I love from Joe is that calming. He's playing at his own pace. Like, he plays at his own pace. Like, no, I'm not rushing it. Even when he scored on the little rushing TD, I thought I'm looking like, dang, Joe gonna turn up and go around the corner. No, I'm playing at my own pace. Cut back. I'm too big. Touchdown. You're just too big. Like, you have to realize football is a lot about just how big are you? Like, how big are your offensive linemen? How big is your running back? How big are your receivers? How big are your linebackers? How big and fast are these dudes? When you got a big and somewhat fast quarterback with a cannon, it gives the play caller a lot of luxury. 3rd and 2, 2nd and 15. QB power. He picked up 8 or 9 just running around the edge. Just a simple play. He picked up 12 yards. Just a simple QB power. This is 3rd and 2 QB power. 1st down. He's too big. Like, it's a luxury that most teams don't even have. Even dare I say OSU, because Fields ain't that big. He's faster. Now, I ain't saying he's better than Fields, but I'm saying he ain't that big. He ain't 6'5", 250. He ain't that. Jelani Davidson says, I was surprised when Ohio State let Nebraska run through their defense and score first. Ohio State got nobody, and I believe we can beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten this year. But I'm focused on Don. The thing that let's put it in perspective real quick. Ohio State, that was their first game. So you're gonna have miscues. Nobody had the cupcakes coming out the gate. So you have to get – Nebraska has probably maybe the 2 fastest quarterbacks in the Big Ten. Them dudes are fast. So you have to adjust to that type of speed. Like, Dylan's little brother is on Nebraska, and they run him in the backfield, and he plays quarterback. He's fast. And so is Adrian Martinez. So OSU just kind of had to adjust to that speed. Like, okay, these guys are fast. Now let's adjust. And so they adjusted, and by the end of the second quarter, it was a wrap, basically. So besides on defense, they adjusted, but on offense, Fields is the truth. Fields is the truth. If Fields was on Georgia would probably go undefeated. Like, I got that much respect for dude. Like, Georgia has a top defense. If they had Fields, they'd probably go undefeated, baby. But Fields is on Ohio State, and he's behind that big offensive line. And not only is their offensive line huge and experienced, but they'll have 6 blockers out there and the running back blocking for him. So sometimes he'll just have all day, just all day to throw. It's their offensive line is just impressive, and it honestly scares me that their offensive line is that good and that big. But the good thing is they don't have a J.K. Dobbins. They got Master Teague, and he ain't finna take it 60 or 70. So that's the difference now. Just like I said before. Now, J.K. was taking it 60 and 50 on us. Master Teague gonna take it 25 and 30 and get caught. Now you make them kick a field goal. Instead of getting field goals, you're getting touchdowns. That keeps you in the game. So that's the one positive is JK is gone and they don't have a dynamic back like that to step in. So you're gonna that's good and bad, but now you probably gonna see them run Fields even more than, even though they don't want to really run him like that, but they're gonna have to. I'm scouting them. I'm scouting them throughout the year, bro, because that offensive line is for real. That ain't no hiding plays or nothing. You ain't hiding all them 300 pounders and Fields having all day to throw. You ain't hiding that. They got a good offensive line. I'm scouting them. They got a good offensive line. They might. We're gonna see if they have a trustworthy premier back. That's the one thing that they don't, that I believe they don't have this year, is a premier back that they can trust and can take it 60. I know they're gonna try to find someone that's like that because it's like a missing piece to their offense. You don't got J.K. Dobbins that can pass, block, catch, and take it 60 and still run you over. You don't have that. You got Master T. And he ain't a slouch, but he ain't no Dobbins. But I'm scouting Fields. I ain't got to scout to know that Fields is the truth, and their offensive line is ridiculous. I don't like it. CS, it might be. It might be. But, you know, we the last game of the year, so if they got to run Fields as much as possible, they'll do that. And that's just another wrinkle into their offense. Like, okay, Fields start keeping it more. You know what I'm saying? And it's more for us to worry about. Austin Cooper, that's a fact. It might be a bold statement, but we look like OSU against Minnesota. I didn't feel uncomfortable the whole game, except for the block punt, a controlled butt whooping from beginning to end. That's a fact. That game felt like a Michigan-Minnesota game from the past that I grew up on, and most of us grew up on, us just killing them. Like, I've never seen them that good. Even when they had Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber, we were still beating them. Like, yeah, they got two good running backs, and we still stomp them. Like, so that's what it felt like. Jelani, Fields still got Olave. They got weapons, y'all. You can never underestimate them, y'all. You can't underestimate them. They got some weapons. They got some weapons, bro. You see how you see it. You seen the score of the game. They got some weapons. And the big thing is they still got speed at receiver. They still got that. Like, I give OSU the most respect because they've proven it. They've proven that they have those dudes to put up numbers. Their playmakers play big against us, and they've proven it. They've proven it. So I feel like to beat your opponent, you have to give them the utmost respect. So I'm not surprised when they just blow teams out. It don't surprise me. Then you got Fields. Once they got Fields, that set them up for it set them up. Basically took them to be a championship team and kind of killed Georgia's chances, because Georgia might have the best defense in the country, but their quarterback is average at best, maybe slightly above average, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, the middle is a problem. We need big boys in the middle. Like Kemp, I almost feel like Kemp has to sit down sometimes. Like, I feel like he needs to be in on passing downs. I feel like if we play, let's say we play Wisconsin, Kemp shouldn't be in the game that much. I feel like Jeter and Mozzie and Chris Hennon need to be getting the bulk of the plays at D tackle. The same when we play Ohio State. Because these certain teams, their offensive lines are so big, so physical, and experienced that you're going to need some real big boys, NFL D tackle experience. NFL D tackles. You're going to need them. Kemp, I don't see Kemp playing D tackle in the NFL. They're probably going to move him to DN if he makes it the NFL. They're going to move him outside. You too little. You too little to be in the inside. Trill City said OSU got best receiving core. They got them dudes, dog. Every year they going to have them dudes. Now this year we got lucky they ain't got a running back beast ready to step in. But they still got all them wide receivers, and they still got Fields, who can be a running back if he wants to be. Because they run in the read just like we do. If we start barreling down on the running back, Fields will mess around and have 100 yards on us if he wants to. Even in passing plays, he can just sit back there. Okay, I got a receiver open, but I got lanes to run through. Okay, I'm just gonna take the lanes. I'm not gonna throw it. And he can kill us like that. Like dude is scary because he's slick fast. He reminds me of Braxton Miller, but he throws better. Cool Moa said we need some 300-pounders at defensive tackle. It's a fact. Man, they seem so loyal to Kemp for whatever reason. Yeah, I saw it. I saw that toe touch. Nebraska just was making some bonehead calls too. If you're not gonna trust your quarterback to throw down the field, I mean, what are we really doing out here? Now, if you don't have to, that's one thing. But if nothing else is working and you have to throw downfield, well, I'm going to have to try to throw downfield. I'm not just going to run it 3rd and 10 and run it, or 3rd and 10 and run the quarterback. Like, that's not smart. Like, some of those plays, I were like, do you want to win? Let's see. Fred Jameson says, UM is a smarter school. We all need our bio department to drop a COVID-19 bomb on Columbus. Let's see. Bree Van Ryn says, interior D-line is a struggle for sure, but I thought Donnie called a decent game. Brackets on Bateman a lot, and Dax before he got hurt. Green impressed me a lot last night. Best cover guy for sure. That's a fact. That's a fact. Don didn't call a bad game, but It's just certain things I wouldn't even try. Certain things I wouldn't even try in the Big Ten. Like the 3-3-5, it's never a good option in the Big Ten. 3-3-5 is just take it out the playbook, bro. Like take it out the playbook. I don't know why he likes to try to come out and do the 3-3-5. It's not going to work, bro. This is the Big Ten. I don't know why you think you can get away with it. You won't be able to. Put 4 D linemen out there and let's go. Like at 3 to get away with a 3 down lineman, well, 3-3-5, you would need a dude like LSU had that's 360 pounds at D tackle. You're going to need J.J. Watt at DN, a dude that's about 6'5", 290. You're going to need monsters on the D-line. And we don't have those dudes. We have, besides Aiden, who is prototypical, Kwity Paye is undersized. Kemp is undersized. And you're not running these with we don't have the players to get away with it. So ain't no point even trying it. It's not gonna work, bro. Only way you can do that is if it's 3rd and long. Then I can say, okay, we dropping a bunch and rushing 3. Then I understand. But you doing it on 1st down. You doing it on 1st and 10. Get that 3-3-5 out of here, bro. Take that out the playbook. That's used for 3rd and long. Then you can drop back in a zone in 3-3-5, rush 3. Kwity and Aiden probably run around the edge. But you just trying to run a 3-3-5 on 1st down, 1st and 10 in the Big Ten. You must want to get fired. You must want to end up like Rich Rod and his defenses. You just can't do it. Like it really boggles me that he still tries to get away with it. Bruce McGraw says, I think you play man-to-man if you have players with Dax and Hill speed. Venables ran zone while OSU was in the red zone last year. Michigan State did the same thing. When you get in the red zone, especially you really want to run zone because you're gonna be running zone and there's not that much space. So the holes in the windows for the quarterback to throw to are tiny. And this is college, so they'll throw interceptions way more than like a NFL. So you want to run zone, especially in the red zone. And you know why that was big? Because Clemson kept Ohio State from scoring touchdowns. Ohio State kicked field goals, which kept Clemson in the game. Clemson was down, and OSU was kicking field goals, and then Clemson started scoring touchdowns. Ball game. Like, I don't care if we give up 500 yards to Ohio State, but they can get those 500 yards from 20 to 20, then kick that field goal. Now instead of being up, let's say you got 3 touchdowns, that's 21. Now make 2 of those field goals. Now it's 13 points instead of 21 points. But the last 2 years, they've been scoring touchdowns, 2 touchdowns every quarter. 2 touchdowns a quarter. They're not kicking any field goals against us. Like their field goal kicker isn't getting any work. He's just kicking extra points. We have to make them kick field goals to give ourselves a chance. If they just gonna score touchdowns, if any team just scores touchdowns against you, you don't have a chance. Like you don't have a chance. Jay Marlin says Big Gabe Watson at type D tackle. Exactly. Big Gabe Watson, Alan Branch. Who else we had? Even a Mo Hurst. I'm watching Mo Hurst sack Tom Brady earlier in the game today. Stewie Collins says you are knowledgeable and have a great mind. I've never really coached football, but I've had some good coaching. I played a little bit of high school, not much, but I played semi-pro ball. I just knew I could still play. And those of you that has played sports, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you watch the NFL or you watch the NBA or whatever sport you played and you feel like you can play with those dudes, that's how I used to feel. Like I can play with these dudes. And so I was in my 20s and it so happened I was driving, I was at work and I heard a radio host. It was a commercial for a semi-pro team. And so I went out, tried out. I'm not in football shape at this time. Tried out, got myself back in shape, started eating right again, started working out twice a day, started training again on my own and not missing any practices. And it just started to click again, like second nature, like I belong out here. But I had good coaching from that, and I've always been a student of the game. Like whether it's football, basketball, I always study and try to figure out why things are happening. And, really, I'm a real student of the game. Is pay 6'5", 275? I don't think he's that tall, bro. Let me look. I gotta look that up, bro, because I could have swore he was a little smaller than that. Hold on, I gotta check that. I gotta fact check that. Okay, they say he's 6'4", 270. I thought Kwity Paye was about 6'2". I'm gonna keep it real. I thought he was about 6'2". But either way, you still can't get away. You can't get away with that 335. That's my point, though. You can't get away with it. Even with Kwity being prototypical, all three of your dudes need to be beasts on the line. Beasts. I definitely thought Kwity was about 6'2", 270, around there. I didn't think he was 6'4". They got him listed at 6'4", 272. Exactly, Jay Marion, and that's my thing. I don't care who it is. If you have to beat a team, I need to watch who beat them and what they did to beat them. Just like when Purdue beat OSU a couple years ago, I'm gonna watch that film. Clemson, I'm gonna watch that film. Whoever beats them, I'm going to study that film and see what they did and try to emulate it. I'm not going to just, they did that. I'm going to do my system. I trust my system. I trust what I do, man. Let's fight. They better be ready for us. Game. By the end of the game, maybe I should have looked at that Clemson film. I probably should have looked at that. All right. Isaac Scott, it's just if you playing man defense, you always at a disadvantage playing unless you got Woodson out there, Marlon Jackson, Leon Hall, Ty Law. Unless you got a dude that's about to be a first-round NFL pick, you're gonna have trouble with them deep balls. It's just you're gonna have trouble unless you got double coverage. But we know we're not double coverage and dudes going deep, so we got dudes on an island out there. Good luck, because you all alone out there, and the receiver has the advantage. The receiver has the advantage on those deep balls. So unless you got a future first-round NFL pick at corner, first, second round, something like that, you're gonna lose that one-on-one 9 times out of 10. It's just being like for real. The true freshman that impressed me the most last night, Probably Blake. Probably Blake. Honestly, all of them did kind of the same thing. They got it a couple times and flashed, but I like what I saw out of Blake, even besides the fumble. The speed, and then even when they ran him inside, he ran strong and powerful. So I like what I see out of Blake and we're gonna be scared. This offense is gonna be scary. Joe could stay 2 more years if he wants to. And so you got all our running backs. Our offensive line is young, so they'll be there. You know what I'm saying? You got Giles Jackson and all these young receivers. Like, this offense is going to grow together. So the sky's the limit for this offense with Joe and all these dudes, Blake and Charbonnet and the offensive linemen, like most of the offensive line. So this could be a great offense because they're just gonna keep getting better. Like, everybody is young. The only old dudes you have, and this goes back to your point, Trill City, if you're still on here. The only old dudes you got are Jalen, Chris Evans. Everybody else is pretty young, is like sophomore or like red shirt sophomores. So we got a young team with fast dudes that fit the offense. Doug Banks said they actually made Ohio State kick a field goal that made him happy. Oh yeah, Quiddy is going high in the draft, bro. Like, Quiddy already has a buzz for him. Like, Quiddy already has a buzz for him. Like, because he's fast and elusive. Like, he'll set the edge and he can get around dudes. Like, so Quiddy and Aiden Hutchinson are beasts. Like, I like them. I just don't like the 3-3-5. Like, I don't like to ever see that. I feel like it puts too much pressure on those dudes to be NFL Pro Bowlers right now. Like, I just don't feel like you can get away with that in the Big Ten. The offensive linemen in the Big Ten are too big and too good for you to be trying to do 3-3-5 on first down, on a running down. Just curious, how can we stop that crossing route? OSU still at it. Are we ready for that? Cover 3. It's so simple. A cover 3 will stop that crossing route. A cover 3 will get some of those receivers' heads taken off running that crossing route. You run a cover 3 and everybody's on the same page. They try that crossing route. Them dudes gonna get knocked out sometimes. And if we're running it right, when they throw those crossing routes, it can get picked sometimes. Like, to stop crossing routes, you run a cover 3. That's what I would run, a cover 3. And you're going to stop those crossing routes. And if they do catch it, they're going to get minimal yardage. But if you run man, and the thing about those crossing routes, when they run them, like, you got one receiver going this way. He's running a drag. They're going to clear out this whole right side, running routes all the way to the other side of the field. So the drag, when he catches it, he's got nothing but open field. If you're in a zone, you ain't running with them dudes. He's going to run out of your zone, and you're going to stay right there. Like, you run with him for a second, let him go, and then you waiting for the crossing route. Okay, he catches it. Boom. And this is my thing. If you want a gang tackle, nobody gang tackles better than a team that is running a zone and they know what they're doing. And everybody's on a string. Don't nobody gang tackle like a team running a zone. Like, you will have 5, 6 hats around the ball all the time. Trio City says, I want to see Jamon Green twin. He has to be better than Hawkins. And also Milton got Urban Meyer salivating. You tell these people carry champion and everybody is on Joe. Smash the like button. Damn. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. We got 80 people in here. We need to get up to 80. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button because I'm going live at least once a week. I got my pregame. I got the postgame. And we going to be getting it in. Hawkins is a weak link on the D. Is Brad a senior? I think he's a senior this year. Either way, he started last year. He don't look like he got any better. Like, honestly, he looked like he regressed. And I hate it so much. Like, how are you not getting better, bro? Like, you had a whole year to get bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. Honestly, you had basically almost two off seasons. You had so much time to progress. What were you doing with your time in the off season, with your free time? Because we know y'all we know about practice and everything else. What are you doing with your free time to get better? We saw what Joe was doing with his free time. Joe's hungry. He want to start. Joe say, I'm tired of sitting on the bench. Let me go put in some work with Devin Gardner. Oh, he in Detroit? I'll drive 2 hours away to come practice. You ain't going home to Florida? Nah, I'm trying to start this year, dog. I'm staying in Ann Arbor. I'm trying to get better. I'm putting in the work. I think Brad maybe he's got comfortable since he's the starter. Maybe, I don't know, but he don't look like he's progressed. Like, bro, you progress, get better, learn your position from the inside out, get stronger, get faster, find out what your weaknesses are and turn them into positives. Turn it into a strength. Honestly, he is. Hawkins has no fundamentals. How you letting receivers spin and run up the field? What a terrible close. What really made me mad about Hawkins yesterday is if he got beat on a run or something, he wasn't even chasing down the play. Like, honestly, he should probably be getting roasted whenever they watch that film because I saw multiple plays where he got beat and he didn't chase down. He didn't even put in the effort to go chase the running back. He just kind of jogged. Like, what are you doing, bro? Go chase down the play. You don't know if your teammates are going to miss the tackle. You might have to make the tackle from the backside. Lop Zeb says, I just hope this game didn't go to UM's head. Stay super focused. We've all seen past years start impressively and crash and burn versus Iowas and MSUs. Hawkins is where you miss Jamerick Woods. Jay Marion, and you might be right about that. Because honestly, Brad Hawkins is just okay. But from what I heard last year when I was trying to figure out why Jamerick wasn't playing, Jamerick was one of the hardest hitters on the team. So I'll take an okay dude that at least I know he's going to knock some dudes out. Brad Hawkins is just okay. He don't do nothing. He don't do nothing where I say, okay, I know Brad does this. Like, he's just okay. Like, I still expect him to get burnt. I still expect him to miss tackles. I still expect him to not seal the edge. Like, he was making the same mistakes that Paige, a freshman, was making. Like, he was making the same mistakes that Paige was making, a freshman. You've been on campus too long for that, dog. Trill City, you say Hawkins looked okay because he was playing with Cannell and Metellus, who sucked. Yeah, he's an eye player. Like, he definitely wouldn't start on my defense. Like, if no. CS says this 4 running backs on the same team is nasty. Yeah, it is. It's quite impressive to be able to just pop dudes in like that, and they all can do something kind of a little bit different. Because you got Chris Evans, who is he's kind of scat backy. You know what I'm saying? Like they were trying to run him in the red zone. I really wouldn't run Chris Evans in the red zone, but I know they were trying to get him a touchdown. But he's more of an run on the outside, catch out of the backfield guy. Blake Corum, he looks like he can run inside, outside. Hassan Haskins, a powerful back that you want to run in the red zone for sure, because he's going to get you some touchdowns. And Charbonnet showed he can take it 60, 70, you know what I'm saying? And so he's an inside, outside, and a red zone guy. So they all do something a little bit different. Like, none of them are exactly the same type of back. So I understand why they trying to plug and play them like that, because they all kind of do something different. Well, a little bit different. But they all good backs. Isaac Scott says Mertz tested positive for COVID. But how long is he gonna have to sit out? When do we play Minnesota? Wisconsin. Let me see. Yeah, we don't play Wisconsin till November 14th. So he'd probably be back by then. He's impressive. I was quite sad to see how good he was. Bree Van Ryan says, how did you feel about Jim with the no khakis for the first time? He did look good in those blues, though. Yeah, he did. He did look fresh out there. I know why he didn't wear cleats. It was quite frosty out there. Jim said, forget them cleats. I'm about to put on some boots so I can wear two pairs of socks, wear some of these wool socks. Forget it. Let me stop playing. Forget them cleats. Let me get these boots out so I can double up my socks. Jim said, forget them cleats today. It's cold out here. We need to find the next Jordan Kovacs. By the time Jordan Kovacs was a senior, he was a safety that could do everything. His technique was great. He knew his job inside out. He was the type of player where you could run the Viper, the man blitz scheme. And even if a guy was faster than him, his technique was so on point. His technique and positioning was on point that he would still do well. Like Jordan Kovacs, he was a damn good safety to be a walk-on and to not be a freak of nature or anything. He just studied his position and just got better every year. Every year he got better. So by the time he was a senior, I was like, this dude, if he was bigger and faster, NFL, I know he would have been in the NFL for a long time because he knew how to be a complete safety. Like, he wasn't missing tackles. He picked the ball off. His positioning was on point. You could put him in. He was just a great safety by the time he was a senior. Like, I can rely on you. Gary Klein said he was wearing duty pants and duty boots. I'm a fireman, and I know what he was wearing. Would you be fired up versus OSU if would you be running zone on them all the time? I'm running. I just don't find a need to run man that much. Like, I'm going to run zone and I'm going to blitz. I'm going to run man blitz on certain downs, but I'm still not going to play super tight man because their receivers are too fast for it. You're just asking to get beat. You're asking for them to score touchdowns on you by running tight man. Like, sooner or later, they're going to figure out that their receiver can beat your corner off the line or your safety, and you're going to get shredded. So I'm going to run zone most of the time. And then certain downs, I'm going to zone blitz. I'm going to man blitz. Like, I'm not running man, just flat out man. I'm not just going to run man and man blitz most of the time. I'm going to run zone and force you to be perfect with your throws a lot of the time. Because if you're running a zone, if the quarterback rushes the throw or does an overthrow, you see a lot of interceptions because the defense is just looking and waiting. Oh, he threw it too far ahead, interception. Oh, he threw it too far behind, interception. Like, you're just waiting for him to make a mistake. If he gets too antsy and is impatient, like if he wants to go deep, like he just decided he wants to go deep, and you're sitting back waiting on it, you're going to make him pay. Like, the zone forces them to be patient and matriculate down the field like long drives, like 15-play drives, 12-play drives. Then once you get in the red zone, you pack. Now the holes in the zone are even smaller. Make them kick 3. I don't care if you get down the field as long as you kicking field goals. The goal is to not let them score touchdowns. That's the problem we have with Don Brown. They score touchdowns against him. They ain't kicking no field goals. They just scoring touchdowns. Jay Marion, Don Brown, he set Brandon Watson up to fail. He lost that man some money probably because he was having a pretty good year. And here go Don Brown. Man, my thing is, after you see him get beat the first time, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. He just ran by him. That means he's not faster than him. You need to tell him to give him a 5-yard cushion. Give him a 6-yard cushion. But we don't do that. Isaac Scott said Joe was so calm and felt like he was home and did it great in the cold for being from Florida. Yep, that's part of the reason that Joe went to Michigan is because he wants to play in the NFL and he knows NFL teams play everywhere. So he might have to play. That's part of the reason he went to Michigan is to play in the cold. Todd B says, did you hear about OSU DL that got shot in the face stopping a fight between a guy and a girl and got OSU's first sack of the year? I didn't know about that. It's always risky breaking up domestic violence, though. I know that. Brandon Watson was trash. Man, he was against OSU, but he made some plays. Not against OSU, but like during the year. Like that year that he got torched against OSU, he had a pretty good year. I'm gonna be honest. Like he had a pretty good year. And I believe he got torched against Indiana some, and then he just got lit up against Ohio State. So that's the last thing people gonna remember is you getting torched the last games. Do I think Michigan is better than this year than last year? Yeah, I honestly do. Because the guys we lost, the guys we brought in are better fit than the guys we lost. So I do think we are better because just having Joe, that makes our offense better. But not only that, Charbonnet is a year better. Haskins is a year better. We got Chris Evans. We got Blake Currum. The freshman's there. We got all these young, fast receivers now on offense. And the offensive line looks like it's good. Like it looks like a good offensive line. Joe had all day to throw most of the time. Aria Ferber, my only concern when we play the big boys is experience at the wide receiver position. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's why it would have been good to have Nico. Daniel Chavara says, I'm happy about the win, but I'm not riding the wagon of hype like I did in 2018 just to see a slap in the face at the end. If we go 7-0, I will be good, but I won't 100% be excited until 12-12. I mean, you can feel that way, but I feel like, bro, part of being a fan is enjoying the ride, enjoying the wave, enjoying the wins. Like, what's the point of? I mean, I get it, bro. I get it, but it's like I like to enjoy the ride. I like to enjoy it because, okay, let's say we do go 7-0 and then lose to Ohio State. Okay, I'm still going to enjoy the ride. So we won all those games, and the whole time you sitting there, you pessimistic. We ain't gonna beat Ohio State. Yeah, we beat Penn State, Wisconsin. Yeah, we blew them out. But I'm still waiting till 12-12. Yeah, I ain't impressed. We still I'm enjoying the ride, bro. So I'm gonna enjoy the ride. You feel me? Like, I'm just enjoying it, bro. Like, playing and winning and, just enjoying these dudes going out there winning games. The goal is to win games. And like I say, if we go 7-0 and let's say we do lose, but it's 42-39, a close, tight game, we're going to the playoff. So the ride ain't over. We in the playoff now. Like, this is a year with the Big 12 being trash, straight garbage. This is a year where if we have a good go undefeated and lose to OSU but have a good showing, we will make the playoff. We are Michigan. We will make the playoff. The Big 12 is trash. They're not going to get a team in the playoff. Maybe Oklahoma State, but the conference is so trash. Who believes? And then they're going to lose. Oklahoma State going to lose to somebody. So it's like, this is a year that we can help take this program to a notch while still having one loss maybe. Trill City says, speak on Steve Dees. Steve Dees he's gotten to the point, he's like me as a Lions fan, where the Lions could go undefeated and I'm still gonna be like, they're gonna lose in the playoffs. Like, they ain't gonna, like, I'm from Michigan. I don't root for the Lions because I've never seen them. I don't think I've ever seen them win a playoff game. And so, but Michigan, I've seen Michigan win a national championship. You know what I mean? So, and so is he. So I don't understand why he doesn't have somewhat faith in him. But he's become real pessimistic. I don't like to be like that because it's college. And it can change. It can change fast if you get the right players, you get the right quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can change fast. It's not like the NFL. Like, it can change fast. So, I mean, he's just pessimistic, bro. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I ain't gonna down him. I mean, I get it. Some of our fans want to see results. They want to see us beat Ohio State. They want to see us make the Big Ten championship, make the playoff. You know what I'm saying? But to me, the first goal is making it to the OSU game undefeated. That's the first goal. We haven't done that yet. We've made it to that game with one loss. I want to see us make it there with no losses. And then see what happens. Then see. You know, But I got faith because it's college. Like it changes so fast. We just saw last year how fast it could change. LSU, you saw Joe Burrow. He wasn't that good 2018. 2019, this boy was unbelievable. Like, that dude was so good with his receivers and his ball placement. That man had 6,000 yards of production. 6,000 yards. He threw for like 5,600, and he ran for about 380 or something. The man has 65 touchdowns. That's how fast you go from having like 25 to 30 touchdowns to 65 and 6,000 yards. 6,000 yards? Are you kidding me? That's in 1 year. That difference. That's how fast it can change in college. This year, the year before, we had 4 losses. This year, we went undefeated, and we had the best statistical quarterback year ever. Just that fast. That's how it can change. So it's not like the NFL, like, you know, so it's college. It can change just like that. All of a sudden, you have the best college quarterback ever. Undefeated season. He's smoking a cigar at the end of the year. he goes from Ohio State's bench to an okay year at LSU to smoking a cigar after winning the national championship and the Heisman, throwing for 6,000 yards of production and 65 touchdowns. Just that fast. So that's why I'm not pessimistic, because it's college. Exactly, Jay Marion. People forget Dabo was 0-5 against South Carolina until Deshaun Watson showed up. Joe Burrow for LSU. Yeah, that quarterback can change everything. Quarterback can change everything. It can just vault your program into a different atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like these great quarterbacks can just change everything, and they lift up the program. Yoder is a clown, Ross Hickson, and what the thing I don't like about him is he didn't like Joe, and he doesn't want him to be great. Like, I don't care how you feel. Let's say if Joe actually played meaningful snaps and was garbage, then I can, we've seen him play like trash. Joe has thrown 11 passes his whole career in mop-up duty. This is a game here. So nobody really knew how good he was going to be or whatever. So you saying he's not this and that, that's just you wanting him to be bad because you like Dylan or whatever. And I just hate it. Like, you should want these dudes to be great. Oh, Daniel. Rudock is probably Harbaugh's best quarterback that we've had since maybe Joe might be better, but for that 1 year, once he got on the same page with his receivers, he was putting up numbers. Lop Zep, the reason I say that is Georgia's probably going to lose again. Georgia and Bama, let's say everything plays out the same, Georgia's going to have to play Bama again, and they'll probably lose to Bama again. They're not getting in with 2 losses, even if they both to Bama. They're not getting in. It's just going to be stupid. Okay, so we're going to put them back in the playoff to lose to Bama again? No. That's why I say this year is a different year because LSU's not good. Florida, all these teams, they're down. Georgia, and that's why I do this like a science, y'all. So when Georgia and Bama played, I was thinking, like, who do I want to win this game? And I was like, I want Georgia to beat Bama until I started really thinking about it. If Georgia beats Bama, Bama will probably beat them in the SEC championship. So Bama will have one loss. They're going to put them in, and then Georgia would get in. But if Bama beats them now, like they did, Georgia will have to play them again in the SEC championship, and they will probably lose again. So they'll have two losses. They're not going to get in with two losses. I'll be thinking about it, y'all. I'll be thinking about this stuff for real. So that's why I was so happy when Bama beat them, because Bama's going to get in regardless. This is the Bama Clemson Invitational. So I'm glad Bama won that game, because if Bama has one loss, they're going to get in. So I just rather have them go undefeated, because they're going to get in even if they lose one. But Georgia, even if you lose twice to Bama, you ain't getting in with them two losses, dog. Nah, because your quarterback, he ain't showing us enough to put y'all in there. Y'all got great defense, but y'all quarterback holding y'all back. Nah, y'all can't get in. Yeah, Georgia can stay in the top four, bro. Lopzep. They got to play Bama again. They got to play them in the SEC championship, so they can stay up there all they want to. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose to Bama again. They quarterback, he trash. You say, what if ND beats Clemson and later Clemson beats ND and ND only has one loss? I mean, that's an option. That is an option. But I'm looking for I'm looking for North Carolina to beat ND. One of these other teams to beat. Okay, let's see. Then that's going to be a question mark, honestly. Clemson, if Notre Dame beats Clemson, if Clemson has one loss, they're going to get in. Now, Notre Dame, let's say we have one loss and Notre Dame has one loss. It's gonna be close then. It's gonna come down to strength of schedule. And how close was that loss? And Terrell, I don't think Notre Dame ain't that good. That's the next point. Notre Dame ain't that good. Clemson will probably kick everything. Did I jump up and down? Bro, I'm used to us having to go through murderer's row. I've just accepted it now. That Michigan, every year, Michigan is going to have either the toughest or one of the toughest Big Ten schedules. And that's just what it is. I've accepted it now. Yes, I'm sleeping on Cincinnati. I'm definitely sleeping on them. You say you could, as long as we check all the boxes, I can care less how many losses. I'm just trying to get in the playoff, bro. That's all I care about is making the playoff, bro. I just want, as long as I can, I just want to figure out ways for us to make the playoff. It needs to be expanded. It needs to be expanded, but it is what it is for this year. What up, Malachi? Yo. Oh, okay, yeah. If the playoffs is out of the picture, yeah, I want to look better, get better because this team is young, and you got to match once the team starts becoming who it's going to be, then you got to start capitalizing on it. Arnett Mosley said, Johnny Odom just tuned in. Please tell you're not discussing U of M in the college football playoffs with PU Wisconsin on the schedule. Yeah, I am. Wisconsin don't scare me. Penn State don't scare me. They just lost to Indiana. Tell me when was the last time we lost to Indiana? And let me knock on wood and not jinx us, but tell me the last time we lost to Indiana. I'll wait. Penn State and Wisconsin don't scare me. The only team that scares me is Ohio State, and that's because of Don Brown. So, yeah, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it. I'm definitely talking about it. Penn State and Wisconsin do not scare me, especially after everything that they lost. And we beat them every other year. Since Harbaugh's been there, we win. Whoever's at home wins the game. It just so happens that when they win, they have the talent. They have Trace McSorley. They have Barkley. They have Hamler. Wisconsin has Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Like, Taylor's gone. Hamler's gone. Parsons is gone. We got the talent this time. Guess what? We probably gonna kick y'all butt. Dan Reed, what up? Week 1 done. What's up, Johnny? Wisconsin just lost their starting quarterback. I ain't heard that, y'all. But I guess it's true. That's the second time I heard that. Gonna be so hyped when everything back to normal season. Urban said he's worried about Joe Milton this year. Yeah, I saw that. You got to be worried about that dude. MSU 7. Please tell me the last time IU beat Michigan. I'll wait. For real. That's like Minnesota. When was the last time we lost to them? I know they showed it sometime last night, and honestly, I didn't think Penn State. I thought Indiana was going to choke that game because when you haven't beat, and we're going to have this problem with Ohio State when we do finally play them well, is when you haven't beaten a team in so long, you find ways to lose the game. And I thought Penn State was going to – I thought Indiana was going to probably find a way to lose that game. And they almost did. But, you could say the dude was out or in. I don't really know. It looked like a touchdown to me, but they pulled it out. And shout out to Indiana. We're going to have to deal with that running quarterback. We're going to have to deal with him. Do you notice when Big Ten Network does urban analysis, they always want them to give tips to Michigan? Urban is a dude he coached at Ohio State, but I can listen to dude talk about football for hours. He breaks it down so well and gives you so much information on why he was successful at Florida, at OSU, everywhere he's went. You can tell, like just listening to him talk, you can tell why he's such a great coach. Like he tries to give us hints on how to beat them. Ray Deuce says Penn State and Wisconsin are both weak this year. We should be undefeated going into Columbus, last game of the year. Anything less would be a disappointment. And this is why you're right, but we're going to have one game where Joe might throw a pick somebody's going to fumble on the kickoff, or our running backs are fumbling it, and we just can't get in the end zone, and it's going to come down to that kicking game. We're going to have one of them games where it's 17-20, and we need a field goal to tie it, or we need a 17-17, and we need a field goal to win it. We're going to need Moody or Nordine to get their stuff together, because we're going to have one of those games. It could be a high-scoring game. It could be 42-42, and we need that kicker to win the game, and he misses, and we lose it in overtime, or he misses, and we can't take it to overtime, or it might be one of these ones where we're dominating the game, but we can't get in the end zone, and he misses 4 field goals. And yet we're still in the game, but he's missed 4 field goals, and somehow we end up losing 20-26 or something. And he's missed 4 field goals. So we should have really easily won this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like something like that is going to happen, and we're going to have to find a way. We're going to have one game where we have to find a way to win after turning it over 5-6 times, missing 4 and 5 field goals. Like, we're going to have one of those games where we're going to have to find a way to win. Let's see. I'm not worried about the playoffs right now. Let's get through Wisconsin, Penn State, OSU. I can't help but be looks. As long as we undefeated, I'm talking playoffs, because that's what it's about. That's just my passion for it, though. I watch for us to make the playoffs. That's what I want. That's what I need. So until we lose, playoffs, baby. I don't want to hear no what's the name? Herm Edwards. Playoffs. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, playoffs. Playoffs. So just keep winning. But you got to keep winning. But that's the goal of the season. That has to be the goal. Is to make the playoff. Otherwise, what are we doing? That has to be the goal. And we got but let's be 100. We got the talent to beat everybody in the Big Ten except maybe OSU, and that depends on Don Brown. If Don Brown decides to change his scheme up to something smart, we might be able to keep the game close some way, and then hope anything can happen. But if Don Brown gonna run man all game and they score 14 points a quarter, well, it don't matter. But Penn State, Wisconsin, Indiana, it don't matter. We can beat all those teams. So, like, ain't none of those teams just overwhelming us or nothing. Lou Zepp says, I think James Franklin will be fired up for us, especially if Penn State loses to Ohio State and be 0-2. He can get fired up. He still got to go. Them boys still got to come out there and play. They still got to come out there and play. And we got some dogs. You still got your quarterback got to drop back and deal with Queedy and Aiden and them boys and them blitzes. They still got to deal with them. Like, this might be a year where some of these teams in the Big Ten, like, we just destroy them. Like, this might be a year where we destroy Penn State and destroy Wisconsin. This might be one of those years. Because Joe gonna be tough to deal with. Y'all, you can not like it or whatever, but he gonna be hard to stop. And when he gets on the same page with those deep balls, and those safeties can't come down and sit on top of short routes, it's going to be scary, because he always has the threat to pick up crucial yards with his legs. you always had that threat. So Joe gonna be something serious to deal with. Dan Daniel says, fun fact, we don't lose in blue end zones. Yeah, Ray Deuce, Penn State's running back, he did lose the game for them. And then you had what's his name? Todd Gurley did the same thing playing for Atlanta today, and then they end up losing. It's just knowing the situation, the time on the clock. You got to know that stuff. Fred Jameson, I appreciate it. He said this football show is 10 IQ points above Yoder and Steve-O. Yeah, we gonna break it down and talk about it for real over here. We ain't just gonna politically correct talk about it. We gonna talk about it over here. We gonna really talk about it. The Wisconsin defense. What's Jim Leonard? I want him as our defensive coordinator. Jim Leonard, I like him. I liked him as a player, but I like what he does with the defense. I want him as our defensive coordinator. Dre 408, you said the whole time, nah, bro. Brady, Belichick ain't out there making no throws, bro. Belichick ain't out there making them throws, reading the defense on the field. A quarterback can sit in the film room all day and still not be learning anything, or still can't take it from the film room to the field. Belichick ain't out there making no throws. He ain't out there making them checks for Brady. He ain't putting pinpoint passes. That's Brady doing that. I couldn't wait for this year because people wanted to, Brady, it's the system. Belichick. When has Belichick made any throws in the Super Bowl, or when has he made any throws? Nah, bro. Your player makes them throws. It's like I was arguing with somebody talking about Joe Burrow. It's the offensive coordinator. You must ain't watch Joe. Joe is throwing passes and they're landing right here. They're landing right here. They're landing right here. That's pinpoint accuracy, dog. That's going to translate to the NFL. That's going to translate. You can get coached up in all that all you want to, but when he's throwing it right here, right here, right here, right here, that's the player. That ain't the coach. That coach ain't throwing the ball for him. Jim Leonard is a coach, man. I like dude. Hey, Trill City, you say you excited for the recruits. We're going to track excited about the playoff contention, even though playoffs is the best recruiter. So is a QB player can identify with. You right about that, bro. The reason I don't get into recruiting so much is because it's so fickle. You got dudes that say they was going to come, then they change their mind, they don't come. Then he comes back, he's back on board. Then he gets on campus, he's a bonehead, he never lives up to it, or he's just not that good of a player. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so much to deal with recruiting. That's something I can't even get hype about recruiting. I don't get hype about recruiting unless it's a dude like Jabril or Dax. Like, then I'll get hype about those dudes because 9 times out of 10, that speed and physicalness translates like instantly. Like, this dude is going to be a beast. Like, yes, yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? But even a player that was highly recruited like Rashawn. I felt like Rashawn didn't live up to it, and he really didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just have to. With recruiting, I have to wait and see. Let's see. Mitchell Bensing says Johnny isn't about participation awards. That's why I tune in and you either show out or you get called out. That's a fact. I'm gonna call you out on it, bro. We ain't with that. I'm an 80s baby. We didn't grow up getting participation awards. You either showed up and showed out and you earned the award, or you went home licking your wounds. I remember we played AAU ball or Lions basketball. We didn't win a game. We didn't get no award at the end of the season. You just had to take your lumps. It wasn't no call off the dogs, let them win one. No. I remember it was me and my boy Matt Wanless. We were putting up numbers like Jordan and Pippen or whatever dynamic duo you want to call, but we was losing every game, putting up numbers. Shout out to my boy Matt. We was putting up numbers, but we would lose every game. Like the rest of our team was garbage. Like he might have 25, I might have 20, I might have 25, he'd have 23, but we'd still lose. And they ain't giving us no award for that. We was just losing. Tyler Curious said we're going to put up 100 on your defense. That's a fact, Trio City. We got to get those top recruits. And Dre 408 says Bell was a no-star, and look at him now. That's a fact also. Well, y'all, I guess I'm about to get off of here. I'm going to get about 5 more minutes, try to read as many as I can, and then get off of here, try to find something to eat, see what game is on. Try to read as many of these as I can real quick, though. Aria Ferber says, when you going to make your pregame from MSU? I'll probably make it either Monday or Tuesday, but I'm going to try to get that out. I got to watch MSU's game and see how bad they really were, to see how we're going to try to exploit them. Let's see. Ain't nobody talking about Northwestern tearing it up, maybe West Division champs again. Who did I'm not sure who they played. I heard somebody talking about them. Yep, Arnett Mosley. It's going to be one game where that coaching is going to have to come in crucial. Big Farm. I'm hoping Milton has that Vince Young magic too. See, like with Vince Young, it took Vince like 1 year. It took, I think his junior year, he balled out. His sophomore year was all right. I think he started as a sophomore. I think his sophomore was all right. Or was that – I think it took him 2 years. That first year, he was feeling it out. And that second year, he started just killing teams. But he had the defense. They had a team full of NFL dudes, but he was killing teams. I don't like a Harbaugh arguing with him, but if you can back it up, it's fine. We know OSU can back it up, so they can talk because they know they gonna y'all come out with a dumb game plan. We're gonna put up 70 on you for real. Lop Zepp said, do we remember what happened to our defense the last time we played Wisconsin? You can't go off of that, bro. I mean, I don't know if you a girl or a dude, Lop Zepp, but you can't just go off of last year. You know what I'm saying? It's a different year. We got better D tackles this year. We got better linebackers this year. They don't have, and this is the big one, they don't have Jonathan Taylor. They don't have that 2,000-yard back no more. They don't have a dude that's going to run you over, make a move, and still take it 70 yards. He's gone. They don't got that no more. That is huge. That is huge. They don't got that dude no more. So guess what? We got Joe now. They got to deal with that big monster too now. They got to deal with him. They got to deal with Blake, Giles, Sanders still. They got to deal with all that speed and space. This ain't last year. Like, that's why I don't like to go on. Like, you can't just, in college, you can't just say, oh, we kicked their butt last year. That was last year. Guess what? You had a team full of seniors and juniors. Most of them went to the NFL. That's just like with Minnesota. That's what Minnesota was saying. Last year, we beat Auburn. We beat Penn State. Guess what? Most of those dudes from last year, they went to the NFL, dog. Your defense is trash. And they got destroyed. They weren't missing any players on defense. Like they were missing a right tackle and a right guard for COVID or whatever. They weren't missing no players on defense. We went up and down the field against them. We could have scored 70 on Minnesota if we wanted to. They lost all those great players on defense are gone. Now you have young players. Like, you can't just take last year and say, okay, we're going to do the same thing this year. Unless you're a team like Bama, Clemson, or Ohio State, because they just reloading players. Exactly, Trio City. Yeah, Joe been putting in the work, and it's a beautiful thing to see. I believe they gave up on Shea last year, too, in the Wisconsin game. Trio City, that's facts. Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, those are NFL starters. Last year, those are NFL running backs, complete backs, complete pass block receiving, physicalness, and can take it 60, 70 yards. Those are huge losses. Like, Wisconsin is going to miss them. OSU is going to miss them. Like, them dudes are beasts. Like, those are huge losses, especially for a team like Wisconsin that wants to run it all game and just play action pass. Like, those are huge losses. Oh, yeah. Joe should have had three TDs and about 300 yards. That's because Master Teague, he ain't on that. His ceiling ain't as high as J.K. Dobbins. He don't have that speed or vision like him. But I guess I'm about to get off of here, y'all. Trill, I appreciate you. Everybody that watched, everybody that donated, I appreciate it. I'll give a score prediction, Mason. Probably I'll give a score prediction on my video when I do the pregame analysis video. So like, share, subscribe, share the live, share the videos. I'm gonna go live every Sunday. So after our game on Saturday, I'll go live the following Sunday at like 6 or 7. Everybody enjoy y'all night. Be safe. Watch you some games. Share the video. Like, share, subscribe. Like Trill, my boy Trill say. As always, like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.